You are not. You are nothing. But to me, most of us have made more contribution to the development of our country than many others, because many persons have to wait and look around to see somebody coming behind them or to be in a particular job to get this sort of credence and to create that sort of impact on community development and its enhancement. But
the country generally.
The country generally. But most of all is something that is built within you. You must have that inward mobility to get things done. And I can recall as a youth, the aptitude was within me always. The cultural development was always within me as a youth. My godfather, who was Mr. Brazier, who danced we call with the Japanese persons and the millionaires and those things for the clown.
Okay.
I went into
Yes.
I went into the clowns at the age of 7, and he made my first clown suit at the age of 7. And as a little boy with my uncles and so, I used to dance under the banner until I came up, and this sport was always within me. Always used to follow bulls and the mummies and so throughout the length and breadth, so in the overnight sleep here and there. And the first thing I remember, and one thing that stood out in my mind, I believe I am the first person on a saint without any water, and you can
verify.
You can verify and substantiate my whole argument. Was when I had the thing at the Fisherman's Wharf. It was for the veterans of our folklore and culture. And I can recall one day I got up and I said, these persons have been contributing over the years, and I want to do something for them. It was under the Simmons government then. And Blake, you wouldn't believe, I have all the pictures of all the persons that I've honored. At one stage, it was from 1984 to 1988. Mr. Albarker is a big testifier to that, because he was one of the.
What is that? Okay, just take a minute and
it come on.
Yeah, okay.
It come on.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Albarker, he was one who was honored, and it was the ordinary man, like the Coolie, the Jim Ton, both Nevis and Singh. I can recall at Fisherman's Wharf, the first year, 84, Mr. Pereira sponsored all the eats and drinks for OTI, and that I could remember. TSI, Don Roberts.
Right.
He took these big buses he had, and we went to the island, thanks to Gary Foods and Flowers, who went to the island with me and got all these persons. The first year I honored 25. Second year was 100 at Fisherman's Wharf. He provided all the food, and I went to Miss Kerrit, get medication for them, Dan. Then we went to the third year at Fisherman's Wharf again. I had 75 persons honored.
Wow.
And then that was 3 years. Then I went over to Nevis, Pinnis Beach. I could remember the lady for Pinnis Beach. I have all the speeches and all the profiles and I'm going to do
all the records.
Yes. And then the following year we went to Fort Thomas Hotel, where I honored, I think, 75 in Nevis or 80, and then 50 at Fort Thomas Hotel. So it was over 300 and something persons. So I would say that for the honoring, I believe I am the base of getting people honored in St. Kitts. For those persons like Mr. Byron in Nevis, dignified persons, as well as the ordinary persons like Ava Henry. All those persons I brought to fruition, brought them out. They came out, they drink. Jimmy Do It, all those persons I can recall. So I believe I have done exceptional in the St. Kitts here when it comes to that. And not only that, to the aquatic sports. Mr. Henderson, I used to trot around him, look at what he is doing and so. And when he died, myself and Earl Clark and I decided I'm going to take up the mantle, because it started to lose the initiative, and from the time we took it up, it started to grow in stature. More persons, and you see the transparency is very important. I've decided to, it's getting bigger. The last time we had about 52 sponsors, And if I had to call out the names of the persons, it will take the whole day. Well, everybody know and let's see what's happening. This year, we had to abandon it because of the COVID. And then I've decided to do a book. I had over 1,000 pictures, over 4,000 pictures, and how Bastille was and the persons who have honored, doing a lot of eulogies and so, like Sebron eulogy and that. He was one of the top swimmers. So I have all the pictures and profiles of these people. Kenneth Samuels up in your town, and those persons, I have all the stuff on them. The persons in Nevis. When I went over to Nevis, I could remember was 65 persons I honored from St. Kitts, 35 from Nevis. And it was with the help of Mr. Levi Morton, who was culturally oriented as well, who always keep a big drum and a kettle drum in the house, a minister of government.
Yeah, of course.
I lived with him, and we turned up Nevis when it comes to culture, brought out all of the persons. We stayed at Crony Man House up in Rollins, close to the Pfeiffer man, what's his name? Nehemiah was from the other end, but this was from David Freeman. So all sorts of people took to Nevis thanks to the, what you call the Red Cross, who came up with us to make sure everything was okay. And while I'm on the radio, I want to thank the Governor General, Sir Tapley Seaton, because I could remember when I went to Nevis with the Crony House, they actually prepared it and cleaned it up. For me, they recognized it was something good. The boat we hadn't to pay because they gave the boat free.
Okay.
One come, and the Red Cross went up with us, and so thanks to them. And when we went up, I can remember we hadn't any cots for the people to sleep on. And I could remember some new cots came into the army at that time, and he was instrumental along with the Commissioner of Police then, which was Stanley Franks, and they actually took them to the boat, put them on the boat, and brought them up to Nevis. About 100 new cots they had sought out. We had food that was so. I could go on and on, Blake, but let me tell you something. It's so much there to do and so much more to be done. Right?
Okay.
Yes.
Let me thank you for that introduction, Jack. And I think most of the persons who are listening would already be familiar with your intensive,
yes,
extensive involvement in things cultural.
Yes.
But just one or two things. I'm glad you mentioned the idea that recognizing the so-called small man is important. People without so-called big names,
yes,
people without big assets,
yes,
people without big titles.
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I have been arguing for years that that is what we need to do more. Too often, and it starts from in the schools,
yes,
where we tend to recognize only the so-called bright students and only those who excel in sports and so on. And there are so many others who are not so much in the limelight, but who are trying just as hard or even harder than those who get the recognition. And sometimes because these people are not recognized for their efforts, they're not persistent, they're not consistent, and they fall by the wayside. A word of encouragement, some recognition, some acknowledgement of their efforts, yes, would have gone a long way in encouraging them and perhaps made them stay the course.
Yes.
So it's important that we recognize, we acknowledge, we identify, and we award and reward where necessary those persons who don't outstand per se,
yes,
who don't grab the limelight, who don't assume center stage. I think that's very important. I would like, from this vantage point right now, to thank you, congratulate you on having started that process way back then.
And it will be continued.
One politician once said, and we have repeated it from time to time, that some persons have as many degrees as a thermometer, and they are full of, you know what, shaving cream, as we say.
Yes.
Because the ability to perform, one's capacity to do well, to excel, does not reside in titles or degrees or honors or anything like that. As you were saying earlier, it is something that is internally driven.
Yes.
You have intrinsic motivations.
Motivation.
And you recognize what your abilities and your competencies are, and you work them to the best of your capacity.
And there are many frustrations, Blake. Many frustrations, because you see what people recognize. Well, you are an academician, but I am not. In my in my capacity, I am not as academically inclined as you. But I believe I have the creativity, the mastery, and the agility, the compassion, and the perpetuative spirit to get things done. And the thing about it is that when I thought of doing these exhibitions and the workshops, I invited persons like GQ. I said, GQ, look, GQ, I'm inviting you to come down and look at what I have. You know, because GQ is already a personal and other thing. And those are the type of persons you need to come and look. Because some of them prefer to go to a big place with a lot of things. The little man, oh, who is he? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, he can't think. But you came there, and from the time you came, you were astonished.
Yes.
Alfonso Bridgewater came in.
And I made it clear on the radio.
On the radio, and from
Yes.
the time you open your mouth, I just see people flushing in from
Okay,
the
I'm glad.
PCC Bank and others. And I called to thank you on the radio because it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Right.
And while it's something meaningful, I did one Slavery to Independence 1 year, and we had Dr. Kennedy Simmons came, and he was doing his book, and he recognized the importance, and he said to me, he said, look, you're going through some things, you know, but don't worry, just continue. He gave me that impetus, and so he said, just go ahead, you come here, as I always say, bad will never blow. And people, when I reach up at Buckley's, somebody came and they brought this Aiden, the police guy, was there the night, and somebody brought about 5 suitcases of books to me.
Yeah. Wow.
5 suitcases of books, a sewing machine and other things. Just recently, lady there worked by Miss Solomon. She gave me about 8 bags of books, Braille books from school way back and so. And people are recognizing the importance of what I'm doing. And I like this lady, Willa Franks Liebert. She always admonishes me. When I have my things, she always there.
She always has something sensible and
she come and she
constructive
contributes.
to say.
Yes, and she contributes as well.
Yeah.
So these are the type of person I look up to. And recently, we had these workshops over the years, teaching people how to bluff. That was my initiative.
Remember, I made sure my son was enlisted in that.
He was there. He was
to
there.
this day, he plays the
Fife
flute well.
and a
Yes.
banjo. He played the banjo
Yes,
good too, but
definitely.
the fife. And we decided that the fife was going down the drain. They have many workshops. I want to congratulate them. Numpy tried to do that, and so I must give him credit. But my style is different. So see, when you come to my workshop, my thing is that you must learn. You ain't gonna come in there, come waste no time, because it's a workshop, and when you send your kids there, you must see something out of it.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that when we had this is the 14th year, we didn't do anything. Well, we did it because I decided I'm going to with it. So I went to Mr. Samuel down at the Nemo, and I said, look, this is what I'm going to do. I went to the brewery, and the gentleman there in charge of that gave me 6 big bottles of the liquid that you put on your hands.
Okay.
I said, good, I
Sanitizer.
bought the spreading.
Sanitizer,
yes,
yes.
sanitizer. And then I said, carbolic soap. I had a whole bar, cut it up. When the children come in, that man, they wet down their hand.
Right.
They go around the back, they use the carbolic soap and so. And the discipline was there because when we were going through in the Christmas, Mr. William Ferdinand Doe, you see, I believe when people do things like this, like humanitarian thing, you must give them credit, don't care who they are.
Definitely.
And because there are a lot of people have monies, they sit on it and they don't do nothing. They criticize, they undermine, they backbite, and that sort of thing. But Mr. Willie Doe one day, he called, what's his name, Father Cassius, who is his minister.
Yeah, that's my former student, Cassius.
And not only that, Father Cassius was raised upside the middle on Catty Alley.
Okay.
And we went up there. He said, call Mr. Nisbet for me, where you get him. And he called me. I think I was at Sadler School one day. And he said, look, make it your business to see Mr. Doe. It was about the Wednesday. The Friday afternoon, I walk in there. That's in the Christmas. I walked into Mr. Doe's house. He said, who is that? He said, oh, this is the man I want to see. And bam, we sat there. And in the space of, we sat there for about 3 hours. And to the end, he does say, sign a check of 6,000. He said, I want to make sure you have new brand instruments. Those little things you have there is a waste of time. I want the real thing. I'm a Nivision, and I always admire you and listen to you. And you sound like somebody who
but Zach, you're talking sometimes as though this is a new thing. I mean, you've been involved in this thing for years. Like I said earlier, you're very well known. Your name is recognized instantly around St. Kitts and Nevis. So what you're doing is something that is established. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. You're proving yourself beyond a shadow of a doubt. And by the way, if I may say so myself, I think that you are more recognized for what you've done in culture than I have been, or that I am in education. So I don't mind admitting that at all. Now, with respect to the aquatic sports, remember I worked with you for a number of years pretty closely.
Let me finish really though quickly, because I want to, since I'm giving him the highlight, I think he should give, because when you look, he gave 6,000.
And I understand he's close to a century, by the way.
95 years old.
95.
And he turned around, and I bought all the quattros, new brand quattros, the real quattros from Nevis. Got them from Nevis. They costed $300 each. The banjos are $350, but that time the late broke down. So I got a lot of quattros, and he said, look, all the old instruments you got, take them and get them to fix, carry them to Tire Henry. And he fixed them, he charged, gave him the money out of that. I went to Cassius and I told Cassius. Cassius said, what? But not only that, just before the COVID, he heard me on the program saying, I did a 5 workshop already and I want to do a 5. He called me a day. He said, look, I want to see you urgently. Mr. Blake, when I went up, he did so. Bam. This is a man 95 years old, you know. And he did so, bam, bam, a check of 4,005. I had it before the COVID, and I said, I got to get the workshop through. And I said, I have to get somebody to teach the 5. You know what I got? The son of Jove, who came through our workshop. Richard son. He blows for the masquerade. He danced masquerade. I said, I'm going to put a young person there. I came on mixture one night, televised, and he was so eloquent. He spoke. But I said, okay. And for the workshop, we gave him $350 a week out of that. And he said, Mr. Doe said, I want the winner to get $1,000. Second prize, I said, what about a 5?
The winner of what?
Of the 5 competition.
Oh, it was a competition. Okay.
He turned around and he said, bam, $750 second prize, third prize $500 out of the 450. 2 youngsters win it from one home. One of them got the $1,000. One got $500. 2 young, and one got $750 from her child. But look at the thing. The judges I had there was Miss Pamela Wall and Miss Candid. These are 2 recognized international judges. So we had the people, we had everything, and everything went down just A1.
Well, I'm glad.
That was a very good thing.
Yeah, well, I would like to say to the public again,
yes,
in order to have Zach here with me in person, that what he's doing there at Buckley's, for those of you who might not have been familiar, I think those are very few persons, because while you were at Central Street, Challengers Abode, you received a lot of visitors. I made sure that a number of students, a number of classes,
they came.
I organized that. I was active in the Ministry of Education at the time, and I was the one who I initiated that kind of those kinds of visits for students doing SBAs and so on, to come and see what you have there, because what you have is a treasure trove of information, not just with respect to culture, but with respect to history, local and Caribbean history, and international as well. So again, I think that kudos are in place, in order for you.
Yeah, I have extended the workshop now, the exhibition, because I'm here today. So I said, since I'm here, let me extend it right down to Sunday afternoon. JQ, I'm sending out the next invitation to you again, and others, many others. Please, I'm open from 10 to 6. And if you come, people, they're till all 8 and 9 at night, because when they come and they stay, they get so intrigued and involved in what's happening. Questions, you can ask questions. You see a wide scope of things, and I'm still putting more.
Yeah, but I can't think of one. Maybe you can enlighten me here. I can't think of one aspect of cultural folklore that you have not been involved in. Be it mummies, be it what do you call, Star of David or something like that. I mean, the popular ones.
David and Goliath.
We have a caller? Okay, we have someone who wishes to intervene here now, Zach. Let's take him or her.
Yes.
Good morning, caller.
Okay, the person.
Okay, well, of course the lines are open. I forgot to say that. Although we have Zach as guest, the lines are open. Call us here on Frank and Candid. We have a caller, Zach. Let's take him or her. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, Dr. Blake, and good morning, Dr. Zach.
Good morning, Dr. Culture.
Well, good program as usual, and give a lot of thanks and kudos to Dr. Blake.
Yes.
Because when he come to visit your business,
yes.
Remember he went on your area and he spoke about it.
Yes.
And he said, well, you said when people start rushing in there, look, when you're trouble and nest. And you remember one day I was passing across, I was dancing out for your string band music.
Yes.
In the street. And then me and Hunks were in there.
Yes.
And then you take me downstairs and the backyard. You were just in the process of cleaning up the backyard.
Yes.
To spread out the business.
Yes.
And I said, boy, Zach, this is wonderful. And you told me that you asked a certain individual to come and visit it so that they could have it on the business, on the media.
Yes.
And money was put forward. No money, no visit.
Yes.
So you got to give Dr. Blake a lot of kudos for advertising your business. And you have come from a way back down the road to bring this thing to what it is. But you see, like you said, you didn't go to no university, no college. You use the University of Common Sense.
Common sense, that is all it takes.
And love and passion.
Dedication, application, inspiration, motivation.
And look at it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Zach.
Yeah.
Very proud of you. But Blake, I will tell you what Zach told me the first time I went to dance clown, 1968. I met him in the clown troupe. And somebody throw down money in the street. I never know when you're going to pick up money dancing clown. You're supposed to spread your wing.
Yeah, right.
I been over with me back exposed. Zach hit me a lot on him. I left the money and I come back. I went to the sun. I go cool out.
That's how much you used to dance without cash. Most of them you had to make sure they have on cash. Yeah. Sometimes they put razor in the thing too.
Okay then, all the best.
Thank you. You know, listen.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, man. Okay.
Yes. All right. Appreciate that. Okay. Because it's going way back, man.
And
so continue to play clown as well.
Yes. People,
that's good, man.
People, no, the cakewalk was the original thing. When Mr. Brazier and all those were there, and really from Cross Central Street and those persons. Now, the cakewalk is, the clowns is a deterioration of the cakewalk. Because you used to have the Highlanders, the Uncle Sam, the Millionaire, the Butlers, the Lancers, and that is one of the things we are trying to do in the Newtown Primary School, because I can recall doing Clowns Day about 25 years ago.
But talk to us about clowns, Zach, for a few minutes. What's happening with the clowns? I mean, everybody is complaining. I heard Jazzy the other day on her Saturday morning talk, lamenting the state of affairs with respect to the clowns, and asking that it be revived.
Trust me.
What's the situation there?
No, the thing about it is that the clowns, one of the things, they don't dress properly.
Let's take this caller first. We'll come back to the clowns. Hello, caller.
Yes, good morning, Dr. Blake and Dr. Culture.
Yes, Mr. Bunny.
Oh, you have to catch me voice. I told you like to call you and congratulate you.
Yes.
We're going to reach it, you know, but you're not going to reach.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, Zach.
Okay, yes. Thank you for your words of commendation.
Thank you very much.
We have another caller?
Hello.
Yes, we do. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Hunks.
You in the boxing promoter trainer.
Oh, yes, with Hunks.
You do on the boxing me what?
Yeah, we took...
Come on, you're flowing with the left.
Yeah, we took Hunks to Nevis.
Wait, let him finish.
Yes.
Go ahead, Hunks.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Hunks. Mr. Hunks.
He's gone? Hunks.
He just said he was.
Okay, all right.
Now Hunks went to down to St. Martin with a guy they call Ronnie. I couldn't recall when it fall through, then I had to take up the slot and we sent them down there. Went over to Nevis as well, down on the racing track with Hunks. Hunks has always been a dedicated warrior in the field of boxing. I believe that Hunks deserves a lot more attention.
Let me tell you something quickly, because I want to go back to the clowns. I have been going around asking persons to help me identify the two leading sportsmen in all the various disciplines you could think about. Cricket, football, basketball, boxing, and so on. And one name, in fact, there is only one name in boxing that is constant, and that's Hunks. Some people say the other name should be so, and the other name, but the one constant name is Fighting Hunks. There is no question that his name is going to be in that document that we are putting together. The question is, who should that other person be? Because we want to identify just the two who we consider to be the two leading sportsmen in all of the various sporting disciplines, who would have made their contribution, who would have made their input over the years. Yeah, but let's get back to the clowns. Because I'm concerned about the state of the clowns.
No, the first thing with the clowns is the music. You must have a good tambourine man. I could remember the days of Dreamy and Bag of Money and those fellas, even though they spit in the pipe and so. And Noel was a clown specialist. He couldn't blow selections, but he was. I remember when I led the delegation to the first Carry Festo, 1972 in Guyana. I led the dances and everything, and you had to be multiplicited because you had to jump into the clown. You had to come out the clown while the string band out there playing, jump in a masquerade suit, come back and jump to play Arthur Davis also for the bull, come back, and so you had to 4 or 5 different things.
Yeah, you had to
so
multitask, you had to be flexible.
Instead of carrying 1,000 people, they walk with about 15, 20. And those 15, and even if you're in the music and you're not dancing clown, you could shake a shack pan or something.
Okay.
And that was the kind of thing. So I've been there for the first Carry Festa and the second Carry Festa, 81 in Barbados. I was there as well. I led the delegation. I trained them.
Let's take this caller and then we get back to the clowns. Hello, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Moderator and my good friend Zach.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Of culture.
Yes.
Zach Norman.
Yes, oh yes, my good friend, my good friend.
What's up, what's up?
Yes.
You guys are wondering who, apart from Hunks, should go anything. The guy just died the other day fighting chicken.
Yeah, his name came out.
Knock out Walcott and then chicken knocked them out. And chicken was in a different way. Zach, you know that?
Yeah, he was a small bit. In fact, I would like you to come and visit. But I have all the boxers.
Fighting chicken.
No, but wait, just a minute. What I want to say to the caller here is that fighting chicken's name, of course, did come up. But I'm saying that whereas there has been some counter argument, some person is saying no, fighting chicken should not make the list. The point I was making is that there is no argument that fighting hunks, should not only make the list but top the list. But chicken, of course, is one of the... Chicken, of course, along with Easy Boy Ken.
Well, you want a second person. Fighting chimps travel all over the Caribbean side.
Okay.
I mean, St. Martin, Guadeloupe, and other places.
Thank you very much for that endorsement.
And
yes.
Thank you very much.
One other person.
Chicken.
Wait, let him finish
yes,
first.
okay.
Yeah, that's it from you? Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
One other person I would say is Topsy.
Yeah, but we don't want to divert right now.
Yes.
We want to consider the clowns. How do we revive the clowns? The clowns. How do we get back to where we were?
First of all, the music is important. The tambourine, the piano accordion they used to use in that days. Mr. Rollins and his brother have one home. The piano that used to serve as the whole big background to the music. Because when you open it and you pull it in, and the shack pan, not no maracas. The shack pan is something built. I have one home, and you put in the fine stone or the jumbie beads, and that shake.
I remember there used to be jumbie beads street in the square.
Yeah, the shack pan, the fife is important, Mulligan and the fife.
So we're going to take this other calls up. I want to know what can we do to revive it.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, hello caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Doc, that's good. Yeah, what happened to revive the clown now? There won't be no music brass band this year on the road.
Yes.
An instrument like them.
Yeah, we're not necessarily talking about this year, but we're talking about in the future generally.
Future.
When they need now to really show what Christmas was all about with the banjo, the quarter, with the guitar and all them deal. It's because when what happened now, what I noticed there last year also, when they said they're coming out, they're between the Benjamin. You know,
there was no clown too.
They need. And that never used to be. They got their own music. They used to just.
Yeah, of course.
So,
these clowns just jump up with everybody. Everybody.
So to prove now how good they be. Now they're going to be no jamming band this year. No, it's not this, not that. Okay.
All right, thank you.
No, I might be.
We're going to take a quick commercial break after this caller, and then come back. Let's take this caller first. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to everybody on the panel.
Now,
Good morning, Mr.
what
Rock.
you all need to do is go back to Mr. Barker. I don't know if he could still dance, but he have idea of the music and how the clown and them supposed to dress. From the time Mr. Albaco pull out of it, the clown went all the way down. So you can get in touch with Mr. Albaco, and he will tell you about the music, the type of music, and the type of clothes and everything. And Jack, you know that?
Yes, yes.
You understand me? That's the honest man could give you instant things about these things, because the rest guys, like Long Line and all of them guys, there's in England, and when in England, they're done dead. So Albac is a living symbol of clown. So you all need to go back to it.
Yes.
And a little thing on the boxing. Don't forget Mahajak and all of them guys, eh?
Yeah, Maja couldn't go to the top seat.
Okay? All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that suggestion and intervention there. Yes, sir. Let's take this break. When we come back, we continue to discuss the clowns a little bit.
Did you sell? Did you sell? You know it's a vibe, brand new life is a promise. Steady striving for more, no more limitations. Passionate communication, reaching every heart to the generations. Innovation, all for the community, proud to bring unity. It's a movement with a new source of energy. This is what freedom feels like. It's the best, I hope the world to take you higher. We're better together.
At ZIZ, we want to take a moment to salute our small business owners and encourage you to support them. Our small business owners are always hard at work providing quality goods and services to you. They also provide employment for many and can be counted on to give back to our communities. Today and every day, we salute our small business owners and we say thank you for the opportunity to provide advertising services to you. If you're a small business, call us at 465-2621 to join our family of small business advertisers. Call us 465-2621. You'll be glad you did.
Eating healthy can help you last longer. Visit ITAL Creations for the best in organic, vegan, and vegetarian dishes. ITAL Creations serves vegan and vegetarian wraps, burgers, sandwiches, ITAL gyros, salads, invigorating drinks, smoothies, and healthy snacks. Get the push you need to last longer. Call them for breakfast or lunch, 664-0994. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. ITAL Creations on the Bypass Road across from the Camp Springfield. Call to order, 664-0994.
Okay, thank you. We are back with you on Frank and Candid, and we have with us, of course, in the studio, we're very happy to have with us Zach, the indomitable Zach. We're talking about clowns. A lot of us are, well, there is a proliferation of masquerade troops. Even bulls. We see bulls dressed in white, dressed in black, along with the traditional red. And we're seeing a lot of that, but we're not seeing the clowns. The clowns have disappeared. We see some of them dressed in so-called clown suits, walking up and down, and dancing with the masquerade, dancing with the mummies, dancing the bands, but there's no clown troupe. We know that. There's been no organized clown troupe for a number of years now. We want to see if we can revive that. And who else to discuss that with than Zach himself? And I was just suggesting that he can combine his efforts with the Department of Culture perhaps to see if we can revive and have a rebirth of the clowns in St. Kitts.
Well, the Ministry of Culture, they have tried their best, right? And just before the COVID...
We have another caller. Let's take him. Hello, caller.
Yes, Jack Blake, I come back here.
Sure.
How we can revive the clown? First, we have to have education.
Okay.
All who interested in dancing clown, we will be having some teaching sessions.
Thank you.
Right, whether indoors or outdoor on a big pass truck. And a man like Roxy, like Mr. Albaco, who's still alive, you know, he could be one of the tutor. And then we go practically and we learn the dances and whatnot. And when the tutor is satisfied with the dance, then you say, okay, we go in Miami. For Miami Carnival, we carry in 100 clowns. And because they're well trained and they're supposed to dance in unison. Not jump up and down on your toes and say that clown dancing. That is not clown dancing. So we have to educate them first. and then we give them the practical lessons, and then we get them back in line. And like Jack said, and Mr. Blake said, some people just put on a piece of cloth and call it clown suit. That ain't so.
Exactly.
And each clown supposed to have a rosette.
Rosette.
Right, that is the discipline part of it. You ain't have a rosette, go to in here. Okay, then let somebody else call in.
Thank you, Culture.
Okay.
What Culture is saying is important because
Very important.
the clowns have their own peculiar, particular, special type of dance.
Yes.
I mean, these clowns do their thing differently, separately from the other folklore troops. That's what we're not seeing. Let's take this caller.
Yes.
Hello, caller.
Good morning, Brother Blake.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to the Doctor of Culture, Winston Zach Nisbet.
Good morning, sir. It's a pleasure.
Great job, brother.
Thank you very much, sir.
But Zach, my question to you.
Yes.
Now, you always fight with those young people, you know, getting things done for them, getting them to learn the art of culture, and continue to keep this thing going. But Zach, there is anybody in place when you exist that this thing still continue?
Excellent question.
Because this is something we like to see continue, you know. So you have nobody training be with you that in case anything happens, that they could take over from you and continue this thing.
But
because
politics
I believe it's a good thing, especially in the school.
Not only if anything happens, you know, but when Zach departs the scene, because he will depart the scene sooner or later.
Brother Blake.
Yeah, I'm listening. Carry on.
Yeah, next week I'm going to give you a call because I'm going to the course next week. So I want you to stand up for me if anything.
No problem.
If the magistrate charge me also.
Yeah, just call me, yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
You have my number, right? Yeah. Yeah, Zach, that's a good question. Because that's the question I asked you the other day too. Is there anybody understudying you?
One of the
What's
things
going to happen
one of the
in
things,
the next 10, 20 years when you have to bow out?
One of the things I do, Mr. Blake, is when you see I'm having a workshop, I always instill in the kids around me that I need discipline. Because without discipline, you ain't gonna learn.
Oh, that's me.
And behind that, I always tell them, look at what I'm doing. Listen to what I'm saying. Follow me. Follow my movements. You know, and you can walk in the footsteps. Should anything happen, you are there to fulfill the spot. Even the training, when they come in terms of like the fife, the banjo, the guitar, the different things, you beg them, please. And that is why I get so vexed and so sometimes. Because when they come to fool around, I don't tolerate that. I want them to learn.
You have my support 100% with that.
Blake, I want them to, and you are disciplinarian in yourself.
Definitely.
You don't play. And when you take those stands sometimes, people vex with you, you know.
I know.
Presently, it has a mother, abuse me every day. You know why? Just recently, we had performing. And when Mr. Richard Keynes was there, and we had to perform.
We have another caller. You
Yes.
want to be interrupted or you want to finish?
No, go ahead.
Okay, hello caller.
Yes, Mr. Blake.
Okay.
Mr. Zach Nisbet, we need to bring back the Japanese girls.
We are doing that. We are going to do that.
Yeah, man, that was sweet between the cloud and oh my God, I used to enjoy that when I was a child.
Yeah, the Ministry of Culture, they would have to listen to the doctor very carefully, because those are my things, the regimental, the Red Cross, the Negro business we have there. We are going to elaborate on that. We had that in the Tyrrell Williams School, the Ministry of Culture. But the Japanese girls is a significant thing.
Yeah, I've never heard of Japanese girls. I don't know what that is. But
No,
listen.
let me get into that part there, because
But do it quickly, because
the Japanese girls, they used to wear the kimono, the long loose gown. But you know, modern day now they wear the short piece of skirt and the long stockings and so on, the dance. But originally we had the cakewalk.
Right.
The cakewalk, I was speaking to you about that.
Right.
Because there wasn't dancing on the streets. They used to dance in the big lawn on your estate, or in your front room, which was nicely polished and so. But they used to dance the Virginia reel, the samba, the polka, the walzeramo, and the coquette and those type of dances, the sequences.
Okay.
You had the lancers, you had the millionaires. In all white, with the white planters hat, white shoes, white socks, a big broad sash carrying the most famous millionaire. These would dance with the Japanese girls, because remember, Japan traded heavily with America and all those places, and they would compete for a large cake. You see, as Vinci said, the education, when they have these programs, they call all kind of people on these programs. You need people who know and who could get into these things to say, because all the literature is there. That's why I'm inviting them to come and look at some of the clowns and the different thing. And the literature is there.
So the clowns are related to the cakewalk?
The clowns is a deterioration of the cakewalk. You had the Uncle Sam. He dressed the American Stars and Stripes. He wear a scissors tail coat. That's the long coat behind with the split.
I love to see it.
Then you had the John Bull. They're like what you call the Johnny Walker. They were dressed in a morning coat, which is a long coat with the split, but the round. The round end with the split.
Right, yeah.
And then you have the butlers. They dress all boys brigade hat, all black with a red shell jacket or a waistcoat with the big buttons and buttons on the shoes.
Wow.
And then you have as I said, the millionaires, the sailors, and you have the Scottish Highlanders who were killed and that. So, and that is what we are going to be trying to do in the Newtown school, only because the COVID came on the scene.
COVID has messed things up.
But we hope that things get a little different to go in there, and it's a discipline school, so we could get that sort of thing coming out with the clowns and so dancing in sequence, because they have to perform around these characters. That is how it was done. And you compete for the cake. Each of them compete with a Japanese girl.
I see.
You understand? And they would do the Virginia reel with the
I remember that.
And the different things. And so these things can be done, but it just and the teachers need to play a little more part inside of it. Sometimes inside school, some of the teachers don't take part into it. You understand? Some of the teachers are very good. Body like Miss Mason down in Dieppe now. She was in Sandy Point. Beautiful lady, and something will be done for her school. Trust me. She was a dedicated woman. She always makes sure everything is in shape. You have people like Miss Matthew over Keon school. She with the bull, she bent over backward for that. She got you to make sure she picked them up. But that interaction. You have to be involved. You have to when you put in the children and explaining to them, you have to make sure that you assist. And get the parents involved and so, because I can recall we went to Nevis last year, Culturama, and they were going up for 12. And I said to the ministry, I'm the expert, I said, look, you can't leave down here to go Nevis for 12 o'clock for a Culturama thing parade. You have to leave to go up for 9 o'clock. And we had everything organized with all the children, the parents, the teachers, on the boat 9 o'clock in the morning to go up, and we were good because they relaxed themselves and everything. If you had gone up 12, you reach up to 12:30, 1 o'clock. You have to be hustling and going. So you must have foresight, and you have to listen to the experts.
And discipline as well.
And discipline.
That politics asks the question about having somebody on to study you. Have you thought about asking the PEP or STEP, to send somebody to you? That person can be with you almost 8 to 4 if you wish, and then they look and see what you're doing. You teach them the same education that Culture spoke about, so that when the time comes when you have to take a break, because the time will come.
But the material is there. You need.
You're not answering the question. The question is, have you thought of that? Having somebody come to understudy you, as we say, to look at you, so that in the event that Zach has to take a back seat, or not take a back seat, but step aside a bit because of failing health, advancing age, of all of that, which is inevitable, there's someone to take over, and there's this big void, and culture dies to some extent. Have you thought of that? Is that on your program?
As I said, when I'm having a workshop, I always make sure I have people.
Yeah, but that's ad hoc. I'm talking about something deliberate.
No, this is serious. Like even Job's son. Job's son, we got there to teach the other day, and he was very good.
Yeah, but
he was very good. But there are people out there who we try and incorporate as well. I try and incorporate people to always come around to give like speeches and to stay close and look at. The other day we had our thing there. Richard Keynes was the one who came and lectured to the Dr. Connors School. When I had my last thing, what he had there, giving out the monies. I invited Miss Buddy, the head teacher for Ting School, and her husband, and they were intimately involved in the whole process. And this is the kind of people I try to screen. You get the right person who dedicated. You must have the commitment within you. If you don't
but
have
I am
that,
speaking about somebody, 1 or 2 persons, looking at Zach, working with Zach, being there with Zach, being paid by some other entity, and their job and duty is to learn the ropes, to be as I say, intimately familiar with what you're doing, so that when you have to say goodbye to this thing, somebody is there who can fill your shoes, walk into your footsteps, and continue what you have been doing so well over the years.
It must be the right person.
Right,
Not someone who's going to undermine you.
And
that happens all the time.
Let's take this caller, see what she has to say. Hello, caller.
Yeah, good day again.
Yes.
Zach is my good friend, very, very good friend.
Yeah.
For many, many, many years. But Zach is not answering your question.
I realize
if
that.
you have somebody understudying him, not my children. You need somebody big who be on target with him. Wherever he go, that person goes with him, whether they're paid by government or what, or from the Department of Culture. But Zach don't want to do that. And it's not the first time, Mr. Moderator, he been asked that. And he's running away from it. And I wonder why. I could confront him myself and I see him. Why he ran away from it? That question must be answered. Don't tell me about when you're teaching the children. No, you need somebody, a big person.
An adult.
An adult.
Yes.
To understand him. Listen, that kind of thing, well-educated guy. But he keep running away from it. And I always ask myself why.
Okay.
Every next time I see him, I will confront him about it and have a good chat with him.
Thank you very much.
It's a very, very good question.
All right.
And we need to confront it because he's not getting younger.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We have another caller because we run out of time soon. Hello, caller.
Yes, hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yes, I don't want it to look like an attack on Mr. Zach Nisbet. I got a lot of respect for the gentleman, because you could see when he talks, he speaks with passion, and he put a lot of energy into what he does. But everybody know one of these days we're gonna dead. Let me put it bluntly like that. We're gonna dead one of these days, and he can't go with all the knowledge that he has.
Yeah.
That what we are trying to say to him, pass it on to somebody. You, Zach Nisbet, choose the person. Yes. Nobody's gonna handpick anybody and give them to you.
Okay.
You choose someone who you see has the same energy and the same love for the culture like you. It don't have to be one. It could be 2, 3 persons. Because one person ain't gonna got the same kind of thing that you have. Because you probably old school and you come up in it, so you would have more into than a young person now, because they could, these young persons sometimes could get sidetracked by other things. Yeah, but you need to have somebody. You can't just think that you're gonna be around all the time and this and thing. What you talk about, the good gentleman, Mr. Keynes, God rest his soul and everything. And he was there to lecture to the people and everything. And you see what happened? In a few months after that, he's not with us anymore. So these are the things that you have to look at.
Yeah,
pass your knowledge on. And that's why you see a lot of the culture in living up to the standard that it is today, because we're not passing it on to the younger people. So what happened? The Jamaicans then come in with the nonsense. Different people come in with the crap. And they gravitating to other people's things. Not what we know, because we not pass it on to them. How much people see singing calypso now? Because we're not teaching that to the young people in school and different things and pan and all these kind of things. So you need to choose somebody who person who
let him
like you and
let him finish.
Pass it on to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well taken, but
I think that will be our last call.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Right.
Point well. I wanted to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Point well
because
taken.
this one finished, by the way.
Point well taken. But let me say something here. I am a person who look at things from a broader perspective. The other day, I went to the first Sky Festa 1972 and 81. 79, I took sick. But I trained those who went, ran them at mornings and so. The other day you had a Sky Festa team led from here, went from here. And I explained myself to those who were there involved. 73 people they took up and sent outside there, Mr. Blake. And not even one iota to come and say, Mr. Nisbet, would you like to assist us in going out there or to intervene when you have the discussion? Nothing. Nothing.
Contribute.
And I felt insulted, and I told them it was at the old grammar school the morning when the troops were going out, and I exploded up there because it was on my stomach all the time. Even to say, Mr. Nisbet, even participate in sitting down in our selection to see who is who and what you think. Nothing. So like a dog. And I felt insulted, and I told them what I had to say. Straightforward. I'm not going to keep it on my stomach. And I find that was bad. These are some of the things, no respect.
So what does that have to do with with what we are talking about?
The thing what I'm saying is that they have to learn to respect certain people when they have the sort of
What
thing.
does that have to do with your selecting someone to?
No, somebody. That's a good point. The point is the point is well taken.
Okay.
It will be done.
No, last final question because we're out of time.
I had to say this because I was insulted.
I understand. Yeah.
And I felt a bit
Slighted.
Yes. Slighted about
Now,
that.
the final question, because we have just about a minute more.
Like I don't respect your
what does the
opinions.
future look like for you in terms of culture in St. Kitts? Are you optimistic that we are looking good? Or
We are looking good. The Ministry of
even though you don't have anybody understudying you, you think we're looking
listen,
good?
the Ministry of Culture, they are trying their very best, and I hope that with this Christmas coming, I have my string band, we're going to be doing a lot of serenading. We're going to be doing more serenading than even before. But the cultural aspect, as long as I'm here and I'm in good shape, trust me, you're going to see. I'm going to do my best to make the cultural department look good. I'm going to give it my best shot.
Thank you very much.
You can count on me. When you count on me and make sure that I am going to deliver for them.
Thank you very much, Zach. We are glad that you took time out to be a part of Frank and Candid today. I'm again encouraging those who are listening to visit the museum. What's the official name now?
The Zach's Historical Cultural Library and Museum. The theme is Emancipation to Independence, but I'm going to expand it down to the end of, and we're asking the people to come. You're missing something. Not only that, we're going to go into I'm added stuff to it, like carnival and Christmas material to it, because we're going into that season.
Right.
Please come and ask questions anytime. I'm open. I'm not going anywhere for this week. I'll steady right up till Sunday. I'm not going anywhere. Call me 664-9016, and I want to send a word to my friend Uncle T's Terence Dolphin. He was supposed to visit me with his wife. He has not reached us yet, and I'm a bit vexed.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you very much, Zach, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of Frank and Candid today. I think it was very instructive, and we have learned quite a bit. Of course, we would want to see Zach take concrete steps towards ensuring that in the eventuality, because it will happen, that he has to take a step backwards, somebody is there to fill his shoes. Thank you very much again. Until we meet tomorrow, do the right thing.
Rise Up Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.
Tune in for Policing with You, a half-hour radio program every Thursday morning at 9:15 on ZIZ Radio. Join host Inspector James Francis of the Criminal Investigations Department as he focuses on crime, factors contributing to criminal activity, crime prevention, and how the community can assist the police in reducing crime. It's Policing with You every Thursday morning at 9:15 on ZIZ Radio. Join us.
ZJ Sparks here. I'm excited to tell you about One Love Together, a free online concert I'm hosting on behalf of Digicel and the Bob Marley Foundation. Join me for 2 epic nights of music from around the world with Stephen Marley headlining the show. Help us raise money for kids and their online education. Donate, download, and tune in on the D-Music app or on Digicel's social media pages. Friday, October 23rd and Saturday, 24th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's help out our kids and show the world that we're better